Peace and welcome to our top 10 themes on the PlayStation. If it's on the console, it qualifies. However, no re-releases unless the soundtrack features new renditions. No canceled games allowed, it must be a released game. No pop songs and no renditions of pop songs. Last, the one per franchise rule is in effect, for the sake of variety. So with no further delay, here's our favorite PS1 themes. Our first up today, at number 10, we have Star Ocean: The Second Story, a theme titled Stab the Sword of Justice. Arranged and composed by Motoi Sakuraba. Personally, I would include him in the top 10 video game composers of all time. He's that good. This theme has a real SNES feel to it. I could hear it in some Final Fantasy or even some Chrono Trigger. The entire soundtrack is extremely underrated. I hardly see this soundtrack mentioned with the greats, so I think it's a little slept on. However, it's not bad at all. Our number 9 spot is held by Resident Evil: The Save Room. Calm and relaxing theme, which is not something one usually thinks about when Resident Evil comes to mind. The best way to describe the save room is a temporary safe space, like being in the eye of a zombie storm. On the other side of that door, there's a lot of unfriendlies just waiting to say hello. I remember my first playthrough, and when I found a save room, I took it as a chance to recuperate. I got my health back, and of course, saved my progress. In at number 8, we have Xenogears: Bonds of Sea and Fire. Arranged and composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, someone that I would put in the top 10 video game composers of all time. Another calming theme on our list. I enjoy the instrument selection. Nothing is too jarring and nothing stands out. It all blends together nicely. And spoiler alert, this will not be the last theme from Mitsuda on this top 10. In at lucky number 7, we have Police Knots: End of the Dark. A theme that doesn't get mentioned enough. It's extremely underrated, and I feel like it should be higher on the list. There's a lot of different renditions of this theme, and I like every single one of them. However, the PS1 version has a certain clarity that others don't have. It's a smooth beat with one of my favorite bass lines on the console. Plus, that Metal Gear sound mixed in isn't the icing on the cake, it's the cherry on top. Basically, I like everything about this theme. In at number 6, we have Wild Arms: To the End of the Wilderness. Arranged and composed by Michiko Naruke. She may be best known for her work in the Wild Arms franchise. A theme that may have some Western inspirations, I enjoy how it feels like an old classic spaghetti Western. The beginning of the track starts out with an acoustic guitar with some whistling joining in. It definitely has the feel of something like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's a great theme. In at number 5, we have Metal Gear Solid, the main theme. The perfect beat for espionage. I couldn't picture Metal Gear with any other music. This just fits too perfectly. I enjoy the dark and almost industrial feel, and yes, it was influenced by an outside source, but a lot of game themes are oddly familiar in some form or fashion. This theme is not only memorable, but one of the more iconic themes on the PlayStation 1. When Metal Gear Solid came out, it really set the bar, and it set it high. The graphics, the gameplay, the voice acting, and of course the music, all top-notch. Our unlucky number 4 spot is held by Chrono Cross, Leaving the Body. Another theme by Yasunori Mitsuda, this is one of his best. It starts out nice and slow, it's relaxing and quite calming, but a little bit somber at the same time. I know I often talk about instrument selection, but bad choices can ruin a good melody. When the composer makes the right choice, you don't even notice. You only start to think about it once it goes bad. Around the 1 minute mark, the beat picks up, and it really showcases what he's capable of. Our bronze position today is none other than Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Born in shadows, die in shadows. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time, and this is the best theme from it. Try to keep this spoiler free. This theme plays at the end of the game, and while the game may be over and it's a time to celebrate, you just witnessed something that really spoiled the mood. I think the music fits the tone of the scene absolutely perfectly. You were victorious, but at what cost? Our number 2 spot today is held by one of my all-time favorite themes. From Castlevania Symphony of the Night, The Lost Painting. Arranged and composed by Michiru Yamane. She's incredibly talented, and it really shows in this theme. A rather short piece of music, it clocks in around 2 minutes, but what a 2 minutes it was. From beginning to end, I like everything about it. The flow, the vibe, the instruments used, everything. I also want to shout out the composer. I know I said who it was, but she does have a YouTube channel where you can hear her play this. We haven't focused on many other variations of themes like we usually do because this is all about the PS1. However, we're gonna make an exception. And the last thing I want to say is, I saw a tweet recently, I won't say any names, but some people claim video game music isn't actual music. First of all, that's an insult to great musicians like Michiru Yamane. And second, if it's not music, then please, tell me what this is. As always, we have a few themes that didn't quite make the cut, yet they deserve a mention. Our gold medal position today comes from Final Fantasy VII, One-Winged Angel. Arranged and composed by Nobuo Uematsu, probably my personal favorite video game composer of all time. An epic theme that really tops off the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. It's full of great themes from beginning to end, but this theme is the cream of the crop. It's the best of the best. The crazy part is, this might not even be the best music in the Final Fantasy franchise. There's that much good music in the series. So I do want to add, one of the best parts about the PS1 is the fact it not only has CD quality audio, but there's a sound chip as well. So at the very least, we can say composers had more options than ever before. The NES, the SNES, and even the Nintendo 64 all had some serious limitations. Our next top 10 will be our top 10 favorite video game mods. This will include hacks, mods, homebrew, or whatever you want to call it. If you want to help us choose our next top 10, we do have a Patreon and we let everyone vote on what the next one will be. And speaking of Patreon, huge shout out to Golden Tier patrons Bearsona, Quantum X, and MJJ. I am ICC. Thanks for watching. Peace.